This afternoon we are speaking to Dr. Tom Coughlin. Now, one of the things that the ICC Berlin is trying to achieve is trying to bring forward technology over a span of, say, 5 years from the theoretical upstairs in the conference down to the practical on the show floor. However, the CE Society and the IEEE as a whole has an agenda that goes beyond 5 years. And this is where Dr. Coughlin comes in. So I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about the future directions.
Be glad to, Scott. So in the Consumer Electronics Society, we've actually identified a number of different technologies that we are working with various people in the society and even people outside society in order to explore. Those include things like home health. They include smart vehicles. They include 3D printing or home fabrication, Internet of Things, when everything is basically connected to the internet. Just it's actually almost any technology that you can think of could be used for consumer electronics. So there's almost very few areas that would be outside the scope of what we could do. So we've got groups of people that have interest in various things, and we're trying to promote what's going to be happening in the long-term future. And if you will, many of us who are into engineering got there, or some inspiration at least, was hard science fiction, whether it be books or movies. And a lot of us want to make the things we read about. And so I think that's a lot of what this is about, is like, what are the things that we can visualize that we actually may be able to make, and should we make them, and what can they do?
Okay, I mean, this is obviously a very sort of broad area. I mean, it's a very sort of broad brush. What aspects of the, where do you get this sort of inspiration from, these ideas? I mean, there are so many potentials. How do you know what to focus on?
So, it depends upon the people that we get involved. We need people that are interested in various things and willing to help push them. For instance, in this conference, there's an awful lot of interest on things can be done with regard to medical care, home health, diagnostic capabilities, even implants and things you might be able to do to directly stimulate the human nervous system. So that's an example of the kind of thing that would be, that's not going to be next year, maybe it's not 5 years from now, but this is when it could potentially, you could have a capability of creating artificial eyes and having them directly hook up with your nervous system, for example. Things like that. So, like the science fiction stuff you read about, actually turning it into reality.
Okay, thank you very much, Tom.